Welcome, viewers, to episode number 6. My name is Steven,
I'm Jordan Rivera.
and welcome to the Steven Special Podcast. So, Jordan, man, how the hell are you?
I'm doing amazing. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your podcast. You've had so many people from different parts of the country here locally. One of my friends, Tanner Elliott from Oregon. So huge shout out to our folks up in Oregon, keeping up the fight and stuff up there. But yeah, no, love what you're doing and stuff. Steven, thanks for having me.
Of course, man, of course. So, we are in Matadors in Springdale, Arkansas. Viewers, come on by. This is a great place to get drinks. I mean, you can see us right now. We Michelada, Coronas, and with the Michelob Ultra. This is a place to be at. So come on down. Come on down to Springdale. So, Jordan, just starting off right now, especially here in Northwest Arkansas, what is it so far? Like, can you explain to us about Springdale? Like, Springdale, Rogers, Northwest Arkansas, like, what's so special about this place,
For me, not being originally from this area in WA, something that makes this area really special. It's compared to the rest of Arkansas. It is a booming economy here. It is a happening place. It's home to the University of Arkansas, home to the Razorbacks. It's a home to three Fortune 500 companies: Walmart, JB Hunt, Tyson, and there's a lot of newcomers coming to this area. And so, politically thinking, there's something that makes this area unique and people wanting to come here from different parts of the country and the world. So we need to conserve that and be able to, portray the best image of Arkansas to the rest of the country, because there's great things about this area and that make people want to continue living here and moving here.
Yeah, of course, man. Me coming from Fort Smith, seeing Springdale, Fayetteville, Rogers, obviously the Razorback, like, this place is just growing by the day, and I love it. I love coming here, just having a grand old time here. The Matadors, La Huerta, and other places. It's just really a great place. So, Jordan, let me ask you this: you are the vice chairman for the Republican National Hispanic Assembly of
Yes.
Arkansas. Okay. Can you give us a little bit of like pointers on what you do for that organization?
Yeah, so we recently had our elections for that organization a couple months ago. So I'm serving as the vice chair with that organization along with Michelle Rates. And so we're really getting it started again. It was kind of dormant for a while here in the state. So we're trying to get it back up and kicking. We have some big plans, things in the works, specifically targeting obviously our Hispanic community, local advocacy and education, and because that's what it takes is to plant the seed. Because right now, like, we know it's not an election year, but it's a great time to educate voters and like where does the party actually stand on certain issues rather than misinformation and things that you hear. So a lot of it has to do with education and stuff. So really educating voters and reaching them where they're at. Because a lot of times these communities are left in the dark, and unfortunately our politicians have left a lot of these minority groups in the dark and don't bother to reach out to them. And that's one big thing I want to do with my involvement in the RNHA is to really reach out to Hispanics where they're at. And being a Hispanic myself, obviously, last name Rivera, I understand their stories. I know their stories and their struggles. So I really want to bring that to the table.
Of course, of course. See, viewers, I'm part of the RNHA organization as well, me being the South Central Regional Director. So I understand that we need to, for 2026 and 2028, we need to hit those communities hard to really get an edge in winning for President Trump. That's it. Like, that's plain and simple. And him being the vice chairman of the state of Arkansas, this is going to be a this is a great duo. Like, we'll go to all these places, the barrios, the communities and everything. We'll just go to these places and just spread the message. That's it. Like, you just got to spread the message. You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It takes all of us.
Of course, of course. It's going to be hard work, but we can do it. Of course, we can.
Yeah.
So, if viewers, I'll put in the description below. But if you want to join the Republican National Hispanic Assembly, go to the description below. Sign up today. It's $50 for the whole year, but it's worth it because really you're going to meet a lot of great people in this whole United States. There's really great organizations, so please join today. Join it. So, Jordan, you being a person here from Rogers, uh, can you tell us a little bit about? I know we touched on it maybe a little bit, but like, can you tell us a little more of what is it that people from Arkansas here, especially in Rogers, can be excited about for the future? Like, are there any Like, do you know of any political plans or anything like that?
Well, politically, I mean, this area is constantly evolving. The area we're in now, Washington County, is particularly purple, you can describe it, specifically because of Fayetteville, and more so because of the college. Um, but my home county, Benton County, is really competitive in regards to a lot of the newcomers we have moving into the area. But it's pretty solidly red at this point. It's about 55% voted for President Trump in the past election. But it's still highly competitive, and I always tell people we shouldn't remain complacent. Stay active, stay alert, stay educated, talk to your neighbors, be out there and stuff. But because it's a growing area and stuff, and we know a lot of our issues here in Arkansas, and we love to support our small businesses here, along with our corporate businesses. They, I mean, bring a lot to this area, and we can't forget about that.
Right.
But yeah, no, it is the happening place, but it is changing a lot. And with change, we don't want to be like the Austin. We don't want to be Austin here. We love the new ideas and innovation, but we don't want to become a blue city or a blue county here in Arkansas.
Arkansas is red.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make this a great area. It's safe. There's great education. It's safe. It's one of the top ranked universities here, SEC school.
Woo pig.
I guess we're a little bit biased here and stuff. But yeah, no, there's a great opportunity here. Housing is really affordable here and stuff. We're definitely making a lot of investments in our infrastructure here, even with our airport, XNA. Every month there's like new routes and stuff, new airlines that want to fly into here and out of here. We're still not an international airport, but I think we might beat Little Rock at being an international airport and stuff soon.
Viewers, I'm from Little Rock. I'm just saying I'm biased because I love Little Rock to death. But if XNA beats us, that's going to be a stab in my heart. That's going to be a stab in my heart, man. No, I'm joking. I love Northwest Arkansas. It's the best area by far. So, Jordan, man, you've done a lot more campaigning over the years. I know that for a fact. And viewers, just another sidetrack here. This man, I have been with him in the trenches, door knocking, and we've actually been to America Fest in Arizona last year. Best time of
I think
our
that was
life.
your first introduction to like the national scene of
Yes.
politics. and stuff. But yeah, no, so Steven, what did you think about America Fest? Like really getting submerged into the national stage of politics compared to here
Oh,
locally in Arkansas.
I'll just tell you, man, it y'all are passionate as hell. You guys love what you guys do, love who you guys support. That just being in that environment has just been a greatest time of my life. And there's going to be more opportunities. I know what 2 or 3 weeks from now we'll be in Nashville
Yeah,
together.
roughly at the end of the month, we're gonna have our it's biannual our Young Republican National Conference, and it's gonna be in Nashville, Tennessee,
Oh,
and I'm super excited for it. Just went cowboy attire shopping last night at Cavender's. Probably spent like $500. Got some fresh pair of boots, the cowboy hat, the shirts, you name it. We got to fit in and stuff. So it's going to be a really exciting time, I think, in Nashville. Always is. Dallas last time did not disappoint. So I love it because it's always a healthy mix of an exchange of ideas, honestly,
yeah.
and helping each other out and lifting each other up. Because it's one of those things that I have taken from a lot of these conferences at the national level is what it means to be a conservative here in Arkansas means something completely different in New York or Oregon
Yeah.
or California
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's really encouraging to see and meet a lot of these other fellow conservatives and stuff, and
Oh,
to
yeah.
really get educated on topics that we would never know about here in our own little bubble.
Of course, man. I mean, it's go back from like the America Fest for a minute. Meeting some of those people from Oregon. Shout out to Chris Gray, Tanner Elliott. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys again for episode 2 and 3. Y'all are the best. So, just going back to that those guys just teaching me everything there is about Oregon politics and everything. Like, I would not have known that. Like, seeing that from like USA Today or other news networks. I wouldn't know that. But having those guys that are knowledgeable enough, and then we exchange ideas too. Like, I definitely tell them about stuff that's happening here in Arkansas. So we this at the end of this month, we are definitely going to have a good time in Nashville. We're going to exchange some ideas. And Jordan, let me ask you this: I know that there is a what is it? Restore YR and
Yes,
Grow YR.
yes. Hey, I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
And so I am running on the Restore YR ticket. So the Restore YR is a ticket, and then there is a current ticket, current administration, you can say, which is the Grow YR. Um, and so I'm running as a candidate on the Restore ticket for the Southern Vice Chair. So that's basically all the states in the South, which encompasses everything from Texas, Florida, all the way to Virginia, and everything here in the Deep South, of course. So yeah, no, it's very exciting. I'm excited to represent the South, keep our majorities in Congress. Let's not let another Georgia happen again.
Oh God. No.
And let's imitate what Florida has done and stuff with Governor DeSantis. Florida has been like the blueprint of what a lot of the states should be like.
Yeah.
And I know here our governor has done a lot of great things too. Governor Sanders.
Governor Sanders, if you see this, we're shouting you out.
Yeah. But for me, what it means to be on the Restore ticket and why I decided to be on that ticket for that particular position is to really highlight the South and bring a voice to the people here on the ground level, our local people, better cooperation among our coalitions. Because even, for example, from my personal experiences, from people that I know, friends that I know in the movement, everything, there tends to be a disconnect between your colleges, your college organizations like Turning Point and the Young Republicans. That shouldn't be the case.
No.
People still want to be involved even after they age out from college or whatever else, other organizations or the Young Libertarians or anything like that. We should It should be a smooth transition. Hey, come join us, come be a part of us.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be working against each other. There's tons of great coalitions, even like one that I started here, actually, a chapter, the American Conservation Coalition.
Oh.
So we should definitely be more open to building and expanding these relationships with different coalitions and groups, not working against each other and more collaboration. So that's something I really want to bring to the table. And I take pride, a lot of pride, Stephen, in being a grassroots level person. Hence, I love door knocking, the phone calls. I love that. That really fires me up, honestly. Talking to people where they're at, basically, I think is the bottom of it.
See, it's
Um,
rewarding to go door knocking, especially for any candidate out there. I know I spoke about this last week with Neil Martin, but there's just something about just door knocking, talking to people face to face, and just getting their ideas and bringing it back to the camp or whatever you're going for. That to me is rewarding enough. And I think, not to put it off like the Republicans, I feel like they have the blueprint, the ideas to go door knocking and everything, but they have like pushed towards more of a phone banking type of situation, which
right.
I'm also in favor of. But really, we need to hit doors. We need to hit doors and talk to people face to
Yeah,
face.
no, definitely. And even one of the groups I was a part of, a couple election cycles ago with Americans for Prosperity up here in Northwest Arkansas. We were um, targeted. I mean, we were not targeted. We were tasked with reaching out to the Hispanic community in East Springdale.
Oh,
And for folks that don't know, East Springdale is predominantly Hispanic, a lot of Spanish speakers. Um, and so we had a really tight race out there with a candidate. I think it was won last time by like not even 100 votes. Um, so it was really my job to target folks on the ground, the Hispanic community, meeting them where they're at and speaking their language and knowing the experiences that they have gone through and stuff. Me being a first generation Hispanic, knowing, being able to relate to them. Because a lot of times we truly are a minority in the organization, Stephen.
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
and it's unfortunate, and it starts with education. It starts with meeting people where they're at, not talking down to people, and it shouldn't be divisive. It should be a unifying message, right?
Of course, of
Yeah,
course. See, it's very it's just very hard to speak to those people, especially like me with like my Trump hat or my Trump tattoos and stuff like that. They immediately come up to me and go like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" Like, you're a Republican. How can you be a Republican and a Latino at the same time? What is wrong? And you're a first generation, right?
yes, first generation.
Second generation. So what was it? I have a love for my Hispanic culture. I do. Don't get me wrong, I do. My dad's from Guadalajara. My mom's from Dallas, but her parents are from San Luis Potosi. But really, you know, I have so much love for this country more than anything in this world. I want to see it grow. I want to see it prosper. And seeing that President Trump is doing a lot of these things are what makes really America great. So, you know, I I don't want to have like debates with people. I don't even want them to like, was a fight with me about all this issues and stuff. We can have debates, but at the same time, you respect my beliefs, I respect your beliefs, and that's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. You know. and it's very hard, especially now, like you said earlier, divisiveness and everything. You see it all over the news, like all like the ICE rate, like ICE protests, ICE rate. You know, I get it, but at the same time, don't look like don't forget, viewers, who was the biggest deporter in the United States. And I'm just telling you the truth. I will
And,
tell you the truth.
and here's the thing, Steven. That it's and I'll tell you this right now. It's the hardest time to be a Latino conservative.
Yes.
People don't realize it that aren't Latino in the movement, but it's really difficult. We have to defend our positions on immigration nonstop all the time. It's insane.
Yeah.
Um, and here's one of the big points. I think because this issue impacts our community the most, right? And I hate that it has to be a race issue, but it impacts us the most. And a lot of us come from mixed status households. And for folks that don't know, mixed status households typically means some folks in your family or your group of your network, some may have legal status, some are kind of in limbo, some may be DACA, some might not be here legally. It's mixed, it's complicated. Life is complicated, right? So I think speaking firsthand, we know how complicated it is and stuff. So thankfully, so like recently, a couple years ago, 2 years ago, almost to the month here in August, my mom actually became a naturalized citizen and stuff. And it is, I think, based off her experiences and what she went through and stuff. It is, I mean, it is a challenging process, right? And it shouldn't be easy. We should have a vetting process. We should know who is here and who do we not want to be here, right?
Yeah.
And who shares our values and shares the same vision as us.
Yeah.
The way I break it down to a lot of people is, so thankfully in my neighborhood, I have fence all around my house, right? I want to know what comes in and not what comes out.
Yeah.
It's just right. We have the ability. We're a sovereign nation. We should know who's coming in and we should know who's coming out. We need to have more control and stuff.
I would say, to add to that, obviously the liberal side is, well, Trump can change the laws. He can do that because he's changing the Constitution. Okay. Realize this, viewers. Give you a little civics lesson here.
Civics lesson, yes.
Congress makes the laws. The president exercises those laws to the letter. Mind you, Nancy Pelosi, all those people, even Joe Biden,
they had the opportunity.
They had that opportunity to change.
And they dragged us on. They dragged everybody on.
Yes.
They didn't fix it.
They didn't fix it, nothing. And I think, well, even to go back further, RNHA, I feel like we are on the precipice to really get immigration reform. I think it would be fantastic to have, obviously vet people that share our beliefs,
right,
share our values, but at the same time, I know a friend of mine that right now it's taking him 3.5, almost 4 years to get his legal status and everything. I feel bad for him, I really do, but that shouldn't be the case because he does share our values. He does have those beliefs. So I think if we, as RNHA group and as Latinos, can push for immigration reform, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
Trump, and I hate to put this like it is, but it's true. If Trump was to make immigration reform, then he can win in 2026 and not in 2028. Sorry, but whoever is going to be the presidential nominee in 2028, they can win obviously in 2028. So there's a big opportunity for the Republican Party to do that. We just had to push for it, and it takes calling your congressmen and your senators to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think we've done some great steps. And I mean, just recently with the passage of the big beautiful bill, we all know and love now. So a lot of funding with protecting and securing the border, funding more facilities, So facilities, training, staff, having more people on the ground,
Yeah.
and all of that. So I think that's a huge step. Is definitely building, a wall, defense, technology, having all these barriers, knowing who's coming in, what's going out, etc.
Yeah.
And even to go in a step further with like declaring war against a lot of these drug cartels
Yeah.
and stuff, and that are also, human smuggling and sex trafficking rings, and taking advantage of a lot of people that are going through this passage, and because at the end of the day, it's a business for them, right?
Yeah. They don't
Um,
care. They
yeah,
don't care about their feelings. They don't care about anything, just the dollar bill at this point. And to go on another tangent, that cannabis farm that was raided in
yeah, in
California,
California this past week,
10 children,
unaccompanied minors.
unaccompanied minors. Yet Newsom wants to say, "Oh, well, that's
I think that was one of his donors. That was his weed farm.
yeah." See, that doesn't fly with me. That really doesn't. So, like I said, we need to push hard for immigration reform so much, and that takes all of us. It really does. So, me and Jordan, we're the dynamic duo. We push for this. We ain't gonna stop until something happens in the legislative side. So, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
no,
pretty good.
definitely. I will definitely say, obviously for my generation, so I'm 28. So I'm very sympathetic, and I know a lot of people that are like DACA recipients, for example.
Right.
So DACA, for people that don't know, that is somebody that was an unaccompanied minor with their parents that came here illegally, and stayed here. So a lot of these people were raised here, they went to school here, they speak the language, etc.
Yeah.
But their legal status is still in limbo, right? And so I would say we have a great opportunity as the Republican Party, um, to help these people out. Because honestly, Obama just put a band aid on this issue. Biden didn't fix it. He dragged it
Right.
on and stuff, just had DACA recipients just waiting. It never happened. There's never any solutions. These people are still in limbo and stuff. And that doesn't help anybody, right? It doesn't help them, doesn't help the country, doesn't help anybody
No.
and stuff. And at the end of the day, if people are paying into the system, they're staying out of trouble, they're contributing, they share our values and our vision. And you can pass a citizenship test. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not give them a pathway towards citizenship, specifically DACA recipients? I think that is your first line of people that should be in line for legal citizenship status. Get them through. They've lived here their whole lives. They've been contributing. A lot of them. Trump's even said, national stage. We're not making this up.
Yeah.
A lot of them are small business owners, and that runs in our culture in the Hispanic community. A lot of us are entrepreneurs. A lot of us small business owners. We're innovators. We're contributing. And we're not leeching off welfare. We're actually contributing and trying to be a part of these communities.
See, to give kudos to my dad, he built all this. He built all this with his time, his energy, because he wanted to have a good life for his children, myself, and my other siblings. And right now, God, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I think it's like 55 restaurants all over Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas.
It's a perfect example of a very successful Hispanic owned business here.
Exactly. So, Trump, if you ever see this podcast, we need to reform immigration. We need to reform it. And if you need me and Jordan to be in that position to help you, call us up. We'd be happy to right
We're
now.
open and ready.
Open and ready. We'll bring drinks. We'll have a good time and just talk.
Micheladas and Coronas.
Yeah,
not coronavirus, Coronas. The beer, the beer.
So no, this is near and dear to my heart and to Jordan's as well. we'd be happy to figure out solutions for these people. So, I mean, it's just going to take all of us. So, Jordan, um, let me ask you about. I know we talked a little bit about the Young Republicans, but
Yeah.
one thing's for sure. What is your solutions or your ideas to get the Young Republicans to do more work for Trump and the midterms? I mean, oh
Let's
wait,
see if I can get another beer.
yeah,
¿Me puede
go
traer
back.
otra?
Sí,
Gracias.
gracias. Michelob.
Sí, por favor.
Sí. Sorry, wait. We're thirsty. We're thirsty here. So,
What was your question again, Steven?
how, like in your position with the Young Republicans, what is y'all's game plan to get y'all moving for the midterms? You know?
Yeah, no, great question.
Yeah.
So as we all know, it's super tight. The slim majorities that we have in Congress and stuff. So we definitely want to defend that and keep that. I think we do have a winning strategy at the national level. We've done a lot of good. The big beautiful bill got passed. Deadline July 4th. Boom, met.
Trump's a genius, by the way.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
Sadly, some of our senators were not on our side in that respect when it came down to it. One of the surprise votes was Miss Murkowski up from Alaska.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure she got a pretty good deal out of the bill. I'm not sure what that is, but she got a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, who doesn't want a deal? I mean, hence our deal. But now a big part of what we want to do, specifically the South, is, definitely retain our majorities here, and even expand where we can. There's definitely a lot of opportunity, even in states like, even in states like Texas. Texas has been really competitive, or at least the Democrats want it to be perceived that way, with our favorite Beto O'Rourke running so many times in Texas.
I can't stand that man.
Yeah, no,
really
he's beta. Yep, beta energy. We don't need that in Texas and stuff. So he's not winning. But Texas is definitely competitive here in the South. I think specifically DFW area, Austin, and Houston. I know Harris County, you have a terrible DA down there, lets tons of criminals out. We can't allow that. And have terrible stories like Jocelyn Nungray, that was killed by an illegal immigrant down in that part of the country. And specifically, speaking of Texas, we want to target the RGV. Can't forget my folks out in the 956. We love that part of the country. They brought us Selena. They brought us South Padre Island. Wow, we love that part of the country. Heavily Hispanic. And recently, in the past couple of years, has been flipping red, tremendously red in South Texas. It's insane, and it's truly a phenomenon. It's something to keep an eye on and support our folks, our Hispanic conservatives down in South Texas, to help them and give them the resources at the national level, specifically with the Young Republicans, to offer them resources and deployments to be able to flip those seats. One of my favorite candidates down there, she's running again. Congress. She was former Congresswoman. She's running again, Myra Flores, down in the Rio Grande Valley. So super charismatic, down to earth, really humble. She really has a great story and testimony. And they know what it's like to live on the border. They experience these issues of the failed border policies of the Biden-Harris administration. They live right on the border. And a lot of people forget that a lot of your Customs and Border Protection, your ICE agents, like down there, like the majority, they live and work there. And a lot of them are Hispanic.
Yeah.
People forget that.
Yeah. Prayers, by the way, to the ICE agents. this show, we support you guys. We love you guys. Shout out to you guys. All
Yeah.
right?
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But kind of back to your point of
Yeah.
mobilizing here in the South and what I can do with my role at the national level is definitely not neglect our wins that we've had, but also being able to flip some seats that should be winnable. I think there's a seat out in Alabama that was restructured, redistrict, gerrymandering, whatever you want to call it. But due to lack of resources, it had flipped Democrat in Alabama. I mean, fellow Southern state, I don't think we should allow that.
Nope.
Definitely a lot of focus in Georgia and North Carolina.
Of course, yeah.
So North Carolina, we won the presidency, but we lost the governor's seat. So it's insane. Gracias. Sí, por favor. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate what happened in North Carolina.
Yeah, of course.
And even like last time around in Georgia with the Senate race. And I personally went down there with a couple folks here from Arkansas to go campaign over there in the Atlanta suburbs, Alpharetta and all that, Cobb County out there, suburban Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I think we do need to do a better job, hence the motto, of the Young Republican National Federation is train, recruit, and elect. We need to be doing a better job at recruiting some of these candidates and really preparing them.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think everybody should be running. We should definitely be a little bit more selective in our primary process.
Of course.
And a lot of times people forget to get involved early on in your primary process. That is whenever you can have a true voice in your primary process. Some of these primaries and these states have 8+ candidates. That is a prime time to get involved and to get new ideas infused, to get new energy and true outsiders and people that we actually want in office rather than your go-to country club folks that are well connected, right?
Right. No, Jordan, you said that best. And I think by 2026 and 2028, we are going to have an outstanding election period for Trump and for the Republican Party in general. So, really, we just need to hold and maintain that pressure to just say, hey, let's go out there and let's elect these people. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Don't. Because
this country is too valuable. Sit on the sidelines.
exactly.
We did it in this past election. I do believe we can keep going. We're full steam. There's so many competitive states out there. Michigan, big competitive state. Wisconsin, Arizona. I don't know what happened there. Arizona, come on. Kerry Lake, and stuff. California, Nevada. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved the candidate that we had for the Republican Party, that war hero. Life of me, I can't remember his name at the moment.
Talking about from Nevada, Sam Brown.
Sam Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam Brown, great story. We love you and support you out here from Arkansas.
Yep. So just get out there, folks. Don't sit on the sidelines. If you sit on the sidelines, you just let the Democrats win. And don't listen to CNN or MSNBC or the DNC, as Trump likes to call it. Don't sit on the sidelines and let them win. It's so much better if we win and let them explode with all like crying and like, oh my God, like I lost.
No, definitely. We have the winning strategy right now. And one thing I will definitely commend the president and the administration on is not backing down from the riots that happened in June in LA and Southern California.
No.
Specifically. So he did not cave into the riots.
No.
We did not cave in. We did not say, oh, okay, we're not going to have any more raids. We're going to stop enforcing the law. No. He doubled down. We sent everybody from the National Guard to the Marines and are really holding the line in these sanctuary cities.
Yep.
So I really commend the president with doing that, with
See,
not backing down.
viewers, I can't do a good Trump impression, but I can tell you this for sure. Looking at that man with like the deadest stare that he has for his official portrait, just going like this. I can't even do the eye raise. I'm gonna get roasted by this. I can see it right now. But no, seeing Trump not backing down, that's the game plan. That is a game plan. And right now, this is being filmed.
And it's essential that he didn't back down, because this country should not be run by mob mentality. We shouldn't just let these loud, destructive, property damaging, unemployed, a lot of times like low energy baby boomers that are paid protesters, we shouldn't let them dictate how we run this country.
No.
That's, I mean, a lot of the people that are actually on the ground, they're too busy. They're at work. People are at work. They don't got time to go protest on a random Tuesday morning at a courthouse, protesting ICE officers doing their actual jobs.
Right. And again, viewers, that's your civil right to go and protest all you want. That's totally fine.
Yeah, I know we support free speech, but do it the right way and don't be violent.
Don't be violent. Don't be stupid and just throw stuff and like buildings or ICE agents or anything like that. Don't do that. Just have stand outside in the middle, not in the middle, but like in the side of the street with a sign that says, "Oh, I deny ICE" or whatever. That's your civil liberty to do that. Just don't be stupid. Again, we're telling you this because we know. Don't be stupid. Okay? Love you guys. Love you guys. No, but Jordan, it's great talking to you about all this. And right now, since we're filming this, it's like July 12th, right?
Yes.
Yeah, July 12th. And right now, the news cycle is going crazy with all this, I guess you could say, quote unquote, civil war within the MAGA base and everything else. I get it that it's probably not a good look for us to be like in civil war with like Pam Bondi or Kash Patel or whatever. But I mean, again, I'm not part of that administration. I don't know what's going on in the behind the scenes or whatever. But who knows? Maybe Trump might have an idea. He may be 10 steps ahead of us than where we're at right now. But just don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. I said this many times on my podcast. Don't give up hope on Trump. He may know more than what we expect to hear from, but really just don't give up hope. Because that's how the Democrats are going to win this in 2026 and 2028. And I swear, every time somebody says, we're going to win in 2026, it's going to be a red tidal wave. I'm like, dude, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, no, definitely. And one of the points you made in that, and I'm always one of those people, if there isn't an issue, don't make it an issue. I personally don't think there's a civil war within our party.
Oh.
The reason I say that is we shouldn't give points or ammunition, just free stuff for the other side to attack us on, right? We should definitely be united and have a unifying message.
Of course.
But at the same time, I say it's really essential and healthy to say, hey, I don't agree with every single thing that the administration is doing, or I don't agree with Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, on this issue. Yeah. That's perfectly healthy, and that's right. That's okay. It's an exchange of ideas, and
of course. And that's, again, like the Democrats, they are way opposite against
us. No, they're definitely they're great with the strategy of walking in lockstep. Mm-hmm. But it's funny enough because they really don't have much of a leader at this point.
No.
Like, what happened to Biden? What happened to Harris?
They got the Dollar Tree Obama.
Right. Yeah, they have Dollar Tree Obama just hoarding time down in Congress, talking nonstop. Yeah. What is it? 2B Obama? Just to rip off Obama.
Yep. Hakeem Jeffries.
Nope. No bueno. Jeffries. Yeah. Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Is that his name? Right.
Yep. Hakeem Jeffries.
We'll say that. Hakeem. We're down in the South, so we have excuse our accents. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries.
Excuse us for butchering his name, but again, you're dealing with two Arkansas boys. Just letting y'all know that for sure on that. Now, sorry, what were we talking about? I lost track. But
so I feel like you were trying to go into the Epstein stuff a little bit there with Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino.
I wasn't going to touch too much on it because again, I don't know.
Yeah, we won't get too controversial with you guys.
No. But I will say this:
we're not conspiracy theorists or anything.
No. I will say this: I mean, we just have between the Democrats and the Republicans, we can have disagreements with our administration. We can call it out on it, but at the same time, we're not going to be like robots that go like, "Oh, let's follow the president." I think this obviously is the biggest issue for people, and we're not diminishing that in any way, shape, or form. But at the same time, I mean, look at the current situation we have in our world. Texas flooding, Ukraine and Russian war, Israel and Hamas, Israel and Iran. So much problems right now that the past administration left us. I would say really we need to step back, unite as a party, and just not be divisive, not be dividing ourselves and saying, well, you know what, let's if Trump's not going to do this, and let's lead the party. Don't do that, because then that's going to make us worse for 2026.
Absolutely, I agree.
So, again, viewers, I'm not going to go down that what is it called? This conspiratorial rabbit hole.
Yep.
God, no, I can't. I don't have the mindset for that at all. But just know Trump may have a plan. We don't know what it's going to be. Just trust in that process. Hell, we may not know until next year or the end of this year. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, hence to not jump down a rabbit hole. And I'm not really I don't have all the information on me. None of us do, right? I mean, unless you work in the FBI or CIA, we don't know none of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, as a conservative, I really think we should pride ourselves in actually be transparent to the people in every aspect. Show them there and let the American public decipher it for themselves.
Right.
Make their own conclusions. But here's the facts. Here's what we produce. Here's what we came up with as a government entity. And let individuals come up with their own conclusions.
And I hate when the liberals keep pointing out, like, oh, Trump's part of the Epstein list, therefore he's not going to let it go. If you really think that Biden couldn't have done that in the past 4 years of his presidency, given the Epstein list and said, Trump's on there. Come on. Don't give me that.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
So we'll have to leave it on that term because, God forbid, we can go for an hour or so on that rabbit hole. But, Jordan, man, it's great to be on this podcast with you.
Yeah, likewise.
Having this discussion with beers, my favorite pastime, just beers, michelada. Being here in Matador. Cheers on that. Being here in Matadors, come down today. And viewers,
come up to beautiful Northwest Arkansas. Yes. Truly the gem, the bubble of prosperity here in Arkansas. Exactly. Just truly great area. Great schools. It's safe. It's peaceful. Some of the best mountain biking trails, hiking, lakes.
Of course.
Tons of craft breweries out here. Just overall a great area. It's the happening place here. It's the best kept secret here in Arkansas.
Of course.
And we low-key kind of want to keep it that way. But if you're one of us, if you're a fellow conservative, you're more than welcome. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Of course. And viewers, down in the description is going to be the links for the Republican National Hispanic Assembly. Join today. Let them know that I sent you. That's totally fine. And I don't know if you can see right there, viewers, I still got plenty of hats for the La Huerta 30-year anniversary. Again, Steven Special, La Huerta, comes together so nicely. So I'll sign those.
He'll sign it.
Oh, yeah. I'll sign
He
it.
signed mine.
So, viewers, we'll have to sign out for today, but thank you so much. I will actually see you guys next week for episode number 7. Okay? And we're going to be talking with Randy Torres, state representative here in Arkansas. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.